everybody. Welcome to Dakman Productions, and welcome to Northlandz. And if you look behind me, there is Northlandz.
You want take as much film as the workshop and everything. Please take as much as you want.
Oh yeah, I just wasn't sure.
Oh no, yeah. No,
and are these switches live?
Nope, all fake.
Oh, they're fake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, I can show you what's behind here, though.
Okay. that's crazy.
This doubles as one of our access panels.
Oh wow.
And that's how we get out to the scene there. That door over there. That's how we get out.
Okay.
But, yep. Everything here is.
And all these transformers are all live.
All of them are live, except for some of these. I think this one's still active with this. But most of these are still dead. Most of them are. Yeah, they're all dead.
They're all dead now. Our trains run on magic.
So,
Often drains
at the
and
way,
tears. Mostly tears.
Mostly tears.
Yeah, I know you. From Putin. Right?
Say that again?
Oh, I'm sorry. You look familiar.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, my
I
bad.
didn't do it.
Sorry. Some are dead, some are alive. Usually, that's how you know.
So everything that's controlled through Northlandz is actually going through this control center.
Correct. Everything.
And do those lights actually keep track of the trains, or is that just for show?
It's all fake. It's all fake. The original guy, Bruce, he had white strips to make a fake railroad yard here. And they faded away, so we put new ones on, and we figured, hey, as long as we're doing that, we'll drill some holes and make it look like there's switches operating and all that crazy stuff. So no.
I mean, it's still cool.
Oh yeah,
it's still cool.
This place has never been that high tech, and this is very old school '90s technology that we're working with, which is fine.
Because I've been to the museum in North Carolina, the North Carolina Transportation Museum, and they had a rail car with train layouts in it, and everything was computerized. So that was high tech.
Yeah. Yeah, but everything here is for show, except for the power packs themselves. And then every night we come back, we come up, turn them all down individually, and we have a breaker that turns off the whole thing and go home. Start again next morning.
Wow.
Yeah, there used to be a third shelf below here. That was for maintenance purposes. All this here is fake. Yeah, my boss, he owns a Himalayan salt company, and they produce these bulbs, I think.
It's still cool.
Oh yeah. It's, anything to grab the public's attention. I mean, for all Northlandz it's not this. It was never intended to be a realistic model railroad. It was always a fantasy land type of thing. So things like this area isn't intended to cater to the model railroader. It's intended to cater to, Joe Schmo coming in. Oh, look at the pretty lights, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
I mean, even me, because I'm a high railer like you are, and I still enjoy the whimsical things. You know what I mean?
I understand. Yeah, completely.
The fun stuff. It's it's not it's not meant to be taken seriously. Right,
so, you see the jokes, the outhouse factory, there's the toothpick farm.
Right, yeah.
Grandma's pit, all the different whimsical things that were thrown in. I'm trying to think what else. There's a road rally, Backup Charlie, Orange Banana. Bruce came up with a whole lore for this place. He really did. He made a VHS back in the early 2000s that I remember. I still have from when I was a kid. And he had all these crazy things. It was all stop motion, believe it or not. All stop motion he did.
Really?
Yeah, he had a road rally racing around. He had, front loaders, pickup trucks. It was crazy what he did.
I can't imagine the amount of time it takes to do the stop motion.
Yeah.
I know it takes forever.
We sell the DVD in our gift shop, or I can just give you a copy. Is that thing on?
This? Yes.
But yeah.
Well, I figured I'd let you talk.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Yeah.
I can always cut that last thing out. All right.
I don't care.
But this is so cool.
Yeah.
To see the behind the scenes control room.
Yeah. Let's see what we got. Just storage. storage. We got engines and stuff. Loading power packs. Here, if you want, you can take some video of the the workshop if you want.
Yeah.
Please, by all means.
Alright, so we're going down the steps here from the control room. Don't mind me, I gotta do one step at a time here. Oh, this is so great. Now that we actually have the camera up and rolling, once again, this is our
Locomotive
workshop bench.
It's kind of a joke amongst us employees. Keep bench clean. It's normal day-to-day operations here. It can get pretty messy, running around trying to fix trains. So we got all the tools in there. Let's see what we got here. We got
It says keep the bench clean, yeah, that we follow the sign very much.
We follow.
what do we got here? We got Dremel parts. We got spare motors, mantua stuff. We got truck frames. Anything you need to fix trains here. And we're always getting donations, so we always got people coming in bringing us new stuff, and
Oh, cool.
we throw it all on the layout. So anything that we don't use, we put in display cases, and we have it for public to display.
All right. And how often are you replacing motors in these locomotives, for example?
Depends. Usually model power Mantua locomotives, we're replacing them every month, every 2 months.
Oh,
But as long as you grease the gearboxes and oil the motors, then there usually is no problem.
okay.
That's the main thing here. Preventative maintenance is the number one thing.
Right. That's a pretty good long time for as much as you run the train.
Yeah, well, it's now with only 2 days that we're open. We're lucky. To be fair, we're lucky. And we're running low on our Atlas diesel, so we got to figure out something fast. Or we're going to be in for a world of trouble.
Wow. And how often do you have to replace track?
Track wears down a lot. The crossovers we replace maybe every year. We replace the crossovers because the metal wheels we use, they have a habit of cutting grooves into the Atlas crossovers. Regular track, it's more or less on it's like as needed basis. It's as needed. So if we're walking along and we see, okay, that's like razor thin, then we rip it out and replace it. The benefit is that Bruce never glued down the ballast. He never glued down any of the ballast, or at least a lot of it. He never glued down, and he didn't glue down a lot of the scenery. So we're walking along and we see a lot of fallen shrubbery. We see fallen turf and ballast, and that way we can just rip it up. And since the track is nailed into homostote, it just comes right up like nothing.
Oh.
So replacing track here is really not a big issue. And we use the Atlas, the track saws and Dremels, and rip it out, replace it.
It's interesting you say that because for my own, because I'm O gauge, you know that,
Yeah,
and but for my own O gauge layout, I decided not to glue my ballast down because I wasn't sure if I was going to change anything.
Really? Yeah.
And so I'm glad that I did it that way because it's been floating. I've been doing changes almost
Really?
every year. So
I've never heard that done before.
Yeah.
Especially in O scale. I mean, HO you can't because you can get caught in the motor and the
But if you keep it low enough below the ties, I found that it really doesn't affect that.
Wow. As we come along here, we have this is one of Bruce's original buildings. We took off the layout to repair, so that's 10th Avenue Slaughterhouse. So we have to repair that. Add some. He never added a back to this, and you'll notice if you. One of the things I realized working here was that Bruce didn't build things that he didn't have to. So there's certain mountain areas where he just didn't paint or he didn't complete because no one could see it. So same thing with this. The position that this was in the layout, no one could ever see this hole. So he never built a back for it. So he did things. He did things kind of differently, but he's all right. I'll take you back here.
All right. Well, come on back here.
This area is rolling stock repair. We store all our balsa wood here, old bridges. What else? This is a good area where you can see Bruce's wiring job. It's a little joke we have amongst us coworkers because, as you can see,
looks like he's using telephone wire.
yeah, look, he took 2 wires to use as one. Like for some reason, he took 2 little bell wires and used them for one bus or for one feeder.
Oh,
so
yeah.
We don't know why he did some of these, well, what we call cheapo moves, but you know, he did it. So he did it, and these are all still live. So this is the original wiring for Northlandz he did.
So this copper wire,
Yeah,
is live?
that's live. Yeah, that's
And
live.
how many volts go through that?
I think 12.
12 volts.
Yeah, as long as it's 12 volt, the fire inspector won't shut us down. So that's what matters. Yeah, but and then, you know, all this goes up there to all the different tracks, and then it kind of all feeds back through here into this main bus here, which feeds back into the control room over there. So
Wow.
I've never tried to trace it down because it would take a lifetime.
I can only imagine.
When things go bad with wiring, we end up just having to replace the entire wire altogether because it's not worth the time to trace these things back.
Well, at least he use color coded wire.
Yeah, but I mean, you're talking about ducking under beams and climbing up,
I see what you're saying, yeah.
squeezing through here. It would take forever. And not all of us are as nimble and, you know, smaller as some of our employees here. So, but you know, it's a lot of work, a lot of headache, but it pays off in the end. It really does pay off. Especially since I used to come here as a kid and now I'm working here. So, a lot of fun, definitely.
And what do we got here? This is kind of interesting.
I think it's catenary.
Catenary,
I think it might be catenary.
It looks like it, yeah, now that you see it.
We use it for fencing, but I think it could be used for catenary.
Alright.
I've seen some fabulous layouts, people using catenary, but I've never attempted it. And we certainly won't here, so.
Yeah.
But,
And I just want to say, while we're on video, this is an exclusive live or exclusive behind the scenes. This is not something you have the public, you invite the public to do.
well, I mean, if people come here and they like trains, I'm like, yeah, you know, bring them back here, sure, why not? I mean, Bruce never brought people back here, but because he liked to, you know, maintain the illusion of the place.
Oh, okay.
So, well, that's my thinking. He never brought people back here because of that reason. But no, people come in and they start talking to me about trains. I'm like, yeah, I'll show you the shop and we'll show you around.
Oh, that's cool that
So,
you
yeah,
let
yeah.
everybody in here. All right.
Yeah. People just gotta ask, honestly. If people just ask, say, sure, we'll bring you back here.
Oh, so you got your
Yep.
track already?
We have to install these on some of our double track main lines where trains sideswipe. So since everything's flex track, the trains tend to sideswipe a lot on the double track mains. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's an issue we have.
That's an old sign, it looks like.
Yeah, here I'll
Northlandz.
show you this. Yeah, this is one of our original signs from Mantua. They made for us.
Oh, yeah.
That
That's
was
nice.
because you know all the original stuff was Mantua, and I think Mantua was bought out by Model Power, and then Model Power inherited their stuff, or maybe they're two separate companies. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, this is the original sign. That over there, that's one of the signs that Atlas had. I don't think Northlandz is still partnered with Atlas. I'd love for them to be partnered again, but yeah, this was once in the tour. Now we have it here on display.
I always wanted to visit Atlas Railroad, too.
Yeah.
Have you ever been there?
No, I haven't, but I have a lot of their O-scale stuff.
So do I.
I have all 3 of their river switchers.
Oh,
I got
okay.
those. I got a lot of HO stuff. But yeah, Atlas is awesome. Gotta love that. Yeah, all our track here is Atlas. 8 miles of Atlas Flex track.
Oh, you have a... Wow.
8 miles of it.
8 miles.
We still have a lot more. We have at least, if I could guess, we probably have another 4 miles worth of track, you know, in storage.
Just for replacement? Yeah.
Just for replacement. And then
Now, are we talking about real miles or scale miles?
scale miles.
Scale miles.
Scale
okay.
miles, yeah. If you want, I could bring you back here. Would you want to go back there? So people can see the underside of.
Sure, why
Yeah.
not?
All right, let me turn the light on.
I'll wait for you.
This is inside one of our mountains here.
Oh wow.
Yep. This would be what's called D Canyon, and all this here is really overbuilt. We can walk on all this track. All these beams support us, and we have a ladder to get up to the top of the mountain for track cleaning and maintenance purposes.
That is crazy.
Yep. Trains all run through all this. And then back down that corridor we have what's called the winter scene, big Christmas area, and the big airport scene. And then over to your right is the big mine pit, the spiral mine pit.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing it from
That's
up
the
top.
spiral mine pit there, and
Okay.
we recently did a massive overhaul on it. One of our guys did a fabulous job on all the plaster work, all the scenery inside there. All the rock work was busted up and broken. He fixed all that. A couple of the other co-workers, they made they took one of Bruce's old buildings and made a grandma's pit hotel, because at Northlandz, grandma is one of the lore figures that Bruce came up with. She's like an industrialist. She owns a bunch of properties. She's kind of skeevy. She likes to buy a lot of properties in the town of Northlandz, and so we came up with the name Grandma's Mine Pit, or Grandma's Pit Hotel. So
That's funny.
yeah, so she redeveloped the mine pit.
Is this just paper mache or what is it?
It's I think what it is it might be plaster. It might be newspaper. I know there's newspaper here. There's a lot of masking tape. I think what he did was he soaked paper towels in a watered down plaster mixture and applied it to the newspaper, because as you can see, the newspapers has all come off in the recent years.
Oh yeah.
So it was once there, but that's how he did it, I think. And he stapled it to the wood. And we're lucky it's so hard right now, because now if any of this breaks, what we do is we come in with like a window screening, and we screen it. We staple it to the wood, and then we put either plaster cloth, which is like a pre-made cloth that has dry plaster on it, or we use Sculpt-A-Mold. Sculpt-A-Mold has been really handy in the past couple months to fix a lot of the holes here. And then for generic scenery, we usually buy direct from Scenery Express.
Okay.
We usually buy direct in bulk from them. Ballast and different colored grasses and earth tones. And sometimes I just take sticks and dirt from outside to use for logs and things like that. Yeah, watch your head.
Yeah, I got it.
We got sprinkler pipes and all that stuff going around here.
I think I know.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff here. It's definitely a lot of fun, definitely. A lot of fun. But anything else that we can say? I think what else I could show you. I could show you inside the canyon if you want, inside B Canyon.
Okay. Yeah, why
You
not?
can actually walk inside there. Can you get through?
Sure. Oh wow.
Yep.
Oh yeah, this is cool.
Yep, this is B Canyon. Not too many trains running. We have an electrical problem on this track, and I can't figure out what it is. We have a train stuck in the tunnel over there, so I gotta go find that. The train up there took a dive off the cliff, so that one's not working. So yeah, this is one of our dead zones right now. Usually, I'll come in during the week a day or two and start, chopping away at the trains, fixing them one by one.
Can you control them all from this yard here?
Yeah, usually we do have trains.
Is that me?
No, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Yeah, again, the point of Northlandz is to see Bruce's architectural designs. I mean, this is all standard Atlas bridge kits. You put balsa in there, but you can just buy these at a train show. And he kit bashed these, and sure it's all hot glue, but from far away you can't see the hot glue.
No, I mean it looks good.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of broken things here.
Well, it all takes time.
Yeah, there's not enough time in the day to fix this place sometimes.
Which one? And then there's one small with the free track. That's O scale.
This is so cool.
There's one.
Oh, so you do have one up there.
Yeah, we do have one. That's good.
How long does it take for an average train to complete a loop on this layout?
You know, it's funny. I've never timed it. Each loop is different. For this one down here, I would think maybe a minute and a half, maybe for that one down there.
Okay.
For some of the ones like up here, maybe 5, maybe 6 minutes. And then, well, the one that's stuck up there on the cliff side, that one would probably maybe a good 10 minutes to circle around the entire loop.
Now, I'm sure there's certain areas here that aren't accessible by just walking. You gotta use a ladder, or
no? What usually for this area specifically, we can put wood from here to here, and we build scaffolding up the sides of the cliffs. That's why if you notice, these are all the same levels, so you can build scaffolding. But normally, like to get that train there, I can walk out on the cliff and go reach that train. I can step up here.
oh,
So all this is, you know, stable enough.
We talked about this, but off the jump.
Stable enough where it won't collapse under me. So he built this place to last, that's for sure. He really did. I can scale the cliff up there to get to that tall bridge. I can scale that. I wish there were harnesses, but there's not. So, you know,
yeah,
what are you gonna do? Trains have to get fixed.
yeah. That would be something that I would be too old to do.
Yeah,
It's
it's.
definitely a younger generation's job to scale.
Well, I'm not sure how Bruce did it. He fixed all these trains by himself, single-handedly, with a couple volunteers. It's amazing that he ran this place for as long as he did, at his age. I think he was in his mid-80s when he stopped, when he sold the place.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, he you know, he really. Well, then again, he built the place. So he knew every square inch of where to step, the proper, you know, how to get there, and
Right.
it's unfortunate that we don't have him around anymore. He's retired, and he's cut ties with the company, so we can't really ask him questions. We don't know, you know, certain things that he would know. He won't share with us, and you know. But part of me likes to think that he would enjoy the place being preserved. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
I'm so glad that they, somebody decided to try, preserve
yeah,
a piece of history.
preserve his work. Yeah.
And it's sort of cool they made the doorway look like
Yeah, like the side of the cliff.
like
Yeah,
the side of the cliff here.
He was a master of optical illusions. Oh, yeah, Bruce was a master of optical illusions, mirrors, things of that nature.
And what's this area? Just the storage trains?
This is the garage space. Up here we have our big city scene. He called it the city of Scranton. Yeah, above this here, so we can walk around that. And then we have the side of the tour coming down there. And then, we keep a lot of old locomotives here, boxes, scenery material. What else? Bridge pier. I think some of this might be going in our new hobby shop. So, that's,
Wow.
yeah, a lot of stuff.
How many people do you have working for you over here?
Right now, it's a mix between paid guys and volunteers. There's about, there were a lot more, but that's a different story. Right now, there's about 3 or 4 of us, maybe 5.
Oh, wow. Because it seems like it takes a lot to keep up just on the repair part of the...
As we say at Northlandz, seen them come, seen them go. So, yeah, a lot of people have filtered through here and filter in a week later, or filter out a week later. But
it can't be easy.
No, it's definitely not easy. It's we say as long as you can survive the first 3 weeks, you're fine. That's what we say. That's the first part, surviving the first 3 weeks. If you make it, you're good from there. It's just about the maintenance is the hardest problem. The maintenance.